She whispered, "Please, don't hurt me," and the human's heart shattered. Rain bled across the cracked windows of the derelict space station, washing the stars into streaks of white. Commander Eli Vance stood in the dim corridor, blaster drawn, his boots echoing against the metal floor. The air smelled of rust, ozone, and something faintly sweet, like flowers that had died long ago. He wasn't supposed to be here. Not alone. Not after what happened on Vega 9. But orders were orders. Retrieve any surviving subjects from the biotech labs before the place collapsed into Jupiter's atmosphere. He expected twisted corpses, failed experiments, maybe a few data chips worth salvaging. What he found instead was her. The containment pod hissed open, and mist rolled out across the floor. At first, he thought it was another broken android, the kind the scientists used for testing. But then the figure inside stirred. Pale, trembling, her silvery skin catching the flickering emergency lights. Her eyes, impossibly bright like molten amber, snapped open. "Stay back," Eli warned, voice hard out of reflex. "Identify yourself." She flinched at his voice, curling in on herself. Her voice came soft, fractured, barely audible over the alarms. "Please don't hurt me." And just like that, his breath caught. She wasn't a weapon. She wasn't an android. She was alive. Eli lowered his blaster, though his hand still trembled. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said slowly, stepping closer. "You're safe now." Her gaze darted toward the open door behind him, the corridor beyond filled with pulsing red lights. She whispered, "They said that before." Then they started cutting. His heart cracked at the fear in her voice. He'd seen soldiers beg for mercy, seen refugees scream as plasma fire rained down, but this was different. This was innocence, broken and caged. "I'm getting you out," he said firmly. "What's your name?" She hesitated. "Lyra." "All right, Lyra. My name's Eli." He extended a gloved hand. "We have to move before this place falls apart." She looked at his hand like it was something holy and terrifying. Then slowly she reached out. Her fingers were warm. The corridors of the biotech station groaned as they moved through them. Firelight flickered behind cracked bulkheads. Lyra kept close, her bare feet silent against the floor. She moved with a strange grace, almost too smooth, her eyes constantly scanning for shadows. "What did they do to you here?" Eli asked quietly as they ducked under a collapsed beam. She didn't answer at first. Then, "They called me Subject 11. Said I wasn't supposed to feel fear or pain. But I did. And when I cried, they said it meant I was defective." Eli's jaw tightened. He knew biotech had been creating hybrid soldiers, part human, part alien, engineered to survive radiation and combat extremes. He'd seen their classified files. He just hadn't imagined the cost. "You're not defective," he said. "You're alive." Lyra glanced up at him. "Then why do humans make things just to hurt them?" The question sliced through him. He didn't answer. Couldn't. They reached the main airlock, but the control panel sparked with static. Systems offline. The emergency override would take minutes. Minutes they didn't have. The hum of engines far below told him the station's reactor was giving out. Eli knelt by the panel, tools out, working fast. Lyra stood behind him, staring through the window at the swirling orange gas giant below. "Where will you take me?" she asked. "Somewhere safe," he said. "A refugee colony on Mars. They'll help you start over." She touched the glass, her reflection merging with the dying light outside. "I don't belong anywhere." "You will," he said. "I'll make sure of it." Suddenly alarms screamed louder. A heavy crash echoed from the corridor behind them. Metal tore open, and something monstrous stepped through the smoke. A biotech security drone. 10 feet tall, claws gleaming, its red sensor locking onto them both. Unauthorized subjects detected. It droned. Eli fired first. 3 plasma bursts, one after another, but the rounds deflected off its armor. It swung a mechanical arm, sending him crashing into a wall. His ribs exploded in pain. Lyra screamed. The sound wasn't human. It vibrated the air, pure energy trembling through the floor. The drone paused, sensors flickering. Her amber eyes flared, and the lights in the corridor shattered like glass. Energy rippled from her hands, waves of gold tearing through the air. The drone convulsed, sparks bursting from its joints, then collapsed in a heap of molten metal. Eli stared, chest heaving. Lyra! She stumbled forward, eyes dimming, hands shaking. I didn't want to hurt it. He caught her before she fell. You saved me, he whispered. Her head rested against his shoulder. That's what they made me for. To save humans, by killing anything else. Eli swallowed hard. You're more than what they made you. Her lips trembled. Am I? He wanted to tell her yes, to promise her the world, but the airlock light turned green, and the floor beneath them rumbled. The station was breaking apart. Come on, he said, lifting her. We have to go. The shuttle launched seconds before the explosion tore the station in half. Through the viewport, Eli watched as the biotech facility became a storm of debris sinking into Jupiter's swirling clouds. He sat back, breath ragged, Lyra wrapped in a thermal blanket beside him. For a long time neither spoke. Then softly she asked, Do you hate me now? He turned to her, frowning. Why would I? I killed something. I used what they gave me. Her eyes shimmered like liquid gold. Humans hate what they don't understand. He reached out, brushing a strand of silver hair from her face. Then I'll understand. Her eyes widened. Why? Because the moment you whispered, Please don't hurt me, I realized what kind of monsters the real humans were, he said, voice breaking. And I swore I'd never be one of them again. Lyra's gaze softened, tears glinting in the glow of the stars. You already aren't. Outside, Jupiter's storms faded behind them. The stars opened like a promise, endless and new. And as the shuttle carried them toward the unknown, Eli felt, for the first time in years, that maybe humanity still had a chance. The shuttle hummed softly as it cut through the dark, the shattered remains of the biotech station fading into the endless clouds of Jupiter. Eli's body ached, but it was nothing compared to the ache in his chest. Lyra sat beside him, wrapped in the emergency blanket, her glowing eyes reflecting the starlight. Silence stretched between them, gentle, fragile. Then her voice, barely above a whisper. Do you think they'll hunt me? Eli glanced at her. If they do, they'll have to get through me first. She blinked, startled by the certainty in his voice. Why? I'm not a human. He smiled faintly, tired but sincere. Neither are most people I've met lately. For a heartbeat, she just looked at him, searching, studying, as if trying to find the lie hidden behind his words. But there wasn't one. There never had been. I was made to destroy, she murmured. But when I saw you hurt, I just wanted to protect you. That feeling, was that wrong? Eli shook his head. No. That's the most human thing there is. Her eyes filled with something like wonder and pain. Then maybe there's hope for me after all. He reached out, hesitated, then placed his hand gently over hers. There's hope for both of us. Outside, Jupiter's storms were now only a faint orange blur. Ahead, the stars stretched forever. Lyra turned to look at them,